Welcome to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyles Show. I am your host, Shifa, the natural healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have an exceptional show for you today. It is a special edition. We are dealing with a very serious subject that is, of course, for your healing. Now, I'm going to encourage you, as always, to go get your blue pen and your white paper and get ready to take copious notes, because you are about to get an extraordinary healing that you've been seeking. So I am just so full because of what we're going to talk about today. And yes, I'm building it up because I want to give you time to text a friend, email a friend, call someone up, and let them know that the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show is airing right now, and you don't want to miss this one. I am here today with our very, very special guest, AW Burgess. AW Burgess, write that name down. AW Burgess. Our topic for today is domestic violence. Not just awareness, but the eradication, how about that, of domestic violence. You know, I'm always going to bring you what I feel like is the solution, and most definitely the healing. So prepare yourself, call a friend as we introduce AW Burgess. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I'm so happy that you are here with us on today. We're going to just have a very candid, open, honest conversation. I've never had anything other than that with you. I am totally moved by this initiative, your whole life, having had the privilege, the blessing, I even call it, to know more about who you are and what you bring to humanity, So we're just going to do interview style, and I know I'm always like goofing off and talking with you, you know, audience. Y'all know me, right? Shifa. So, but I really want you to be serious, and you have to be for this. And I'm going to remind you again to call a friend, family member, tune in right now as we start this interview. When we talk about domestic violence, what was uplifting to me initially, I mean, from the onset, is FamilyMankind.org. FamilyMankind.org. Your website, your book, okay, this movement. So as we begin, tell me, the audience, tell us a little bit about how you came about Family Mankind, what it means, and then we'll talk about why are you doing this?
Indeed. Well, first and foremost, thank you again for having me. I'm truly humbled. Family Mankind came about simply because many moons ago, and something that I'm not ashamed of, but something that I am able to admit, is I was a domestic violence offender. And I was a domestic violence offender in my teens, all the way through college. And ultimately, that led me to prison. I went to prison in my senior year of college behind domestic violence. And, you know, many folks who know me, many individuals who hear my story are shocked, because today you see the destination. You see the family man, which is what many people referred to me over the years. You know, I've been married nearly 30 years, wonderful wife. I have 4 daughters, and so they see the bow tie, they see the business success, and that's just the destination. To really know who a person really is is where they began. And so I admit to the world that I am a domestic violence offender. And as I share with folks, that is, nothing easy to admit, but what supersedes that is knowing that I intentionally harmed someone who actually loved me. I believe that is more difficult to really digest than to admit publicly. Now, the public admittance healed me, because what I saw was all of these strong victims coming forth, breaking the silence of violence. But I really didn't see a solution outside of if an individual is victimized. They either live with the violence in silence,
Sure.
they don't share it with family members or friends. And what I thought was, well, what about the victimizer? What is the victimizer doing? If we have the victims who are finding their healing, but what about the victimizer? Where does that person go? And so for me, it was like the Me Too movement has come, the Time's Up movement has come, and these are great movements. But these are movements where are our men? Where are the supporters of these individuals, these very strong individuals who decided to make a change, who decided to come out of the darkness so that other people wouldn't, suffer in silence? And again, for me, it was, where are the men? Where are the ones who actually traumatize these people, and what are they doing? Because the odds are that they're probably continuing to traumatize other people.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna. So you're talking to the abusers.
I'm talking to the abusers. Obviously, we as an organization, our unique selling, propositions is, if we believe that if to stop domestic violence is we have to stop the abuser, we have to stop the batterer, we have to stop the individual who is causing the harm to innocent victims. And I know there are people out there that will say, oh, well, these victims aren't always innocent. Well, I have to disagree, because I don't think anyone purposely signs up to be battered, to be mentally abused, to be financially abused, to be spiritually abused. And so the solution to us, to me, is we have to address the mentality, the mental wellness of the batterer, of the abuser, of the individual who is harming innocent victims. Because again, at the end of the day, no one gets up in the morning to be victimized.
So you're pulling the wool off the covers. You're pulling the covers off of the abusers, the bad guys, so to speak, right?
Yes.
And who cares about them?
Well, at the end of the day, let's everybody says they want to keep it real. That's the big saying.
Yes.
I keep it real. To me, real, REAL, stands for really effective at loving or really effective at lying.
Okay.
So
Wait. Write that down. Please say that again. Real?
Real is really effective at loving or really effective at lying. So we're talking about truth versus
Falsehood.
an untruth, a falsehood, a hypocrite. And so as I share with all batterers, with all abusers, I am not calling you out. I'm calling you in. Because, see, we know that calling you out literally pushes you further away from seeking your truth, from seeking your healing. And so my position is, if you want to be healed, it has to be revealed. So many of us, when we're sick, you got a bad stomach ache, what do? We throw it up. If it's, again, we crap it out. And so to get that, because think about it, if you don't, your body becomes toxic.
Right, it festers.
It festers to the point where it becomes septic, more disease, right? And then what happens when it becomes septic? Your vital organs start shutting down. So think about that literally and figuratively. We start shutting down. And then those around us are mentally touched by it. And so when you think about how, as I share with folks, not only was I a physical abuser, I was a mental abuser. I was a controller. I was an individual who thought that my way was the only way, not just the right way, but the only option. And that's not normal. That's not natural. And so we're talking about how do we get to those solutions to permanently eradicate, not become an awareness organization where we're making you aware of it. That's not solving the solution to protecting people. So we're talking about getting to the root cause.
I'm in the love portion of this, really effective about loving, and I'm all for calling people in. I love that. I love that. So let me just share. I'm on your website, familymankind.org, and it says violence matters. And I just want to read this because I thought it was and is the definition, because it helped me. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence is the willful intimidation, physical assault, battery, sexual assault, and or other abusive behavior as part of a systemic or systematic pattern of power and control, and you talked about it having to be your way, perpetrated by one intimate partner against another. It includes physical violence, sexual violence, threats, and emotional, psychological abuse. The frequency and severity of domestic violence varies dramatically. We're going to take a break right now, and this is a special episode of the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, She-Fa Awakens. In order to eradicate domestic violence, we get to awaken to what it really is and take the steps necessary to get involved and to institute solutions. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.